Hey, yeah, so this is going to be a slightly advanced guide on how to fuzzy a lot of Millia stuff if you're not aware. This is going to assume you already know that you should be fuzzy jumping this kind of thing here, because that beats, cross up and low. I'm going to assume you have a base layer of knowledge, and if you don't, please check out my other videos, which I'll link in the description. So off grab, you can do a lot of pretty intricate fuzzies that will beat basically everything Millia can do, unless she does specific things which are lower rewards to beat those fuzzies, which obviously you want. You know, if you can make her do lower reward things that leads to worse mix, then that's good for you. Basically what you want to do is ideally, if you can IBFD fuzzy jump first, that's really good, because, you know, that can make that kind of thing whiff, right? Which is obviously really powerful. So if you can get the IBFD with this fuzzy jump, that's really good. You force her to do 2 air dashes there, which makes her mix much weaker. The only way she could beat this IBFD is by delaying JH, which means she can't air dash cancel it. And she just beat the IBFD, or just makes it so you just FD, right? So it's still pretty good for you. IBFD this as much as you possibly can. It's really good. So what you want to do is, the options she has off throw really are, she's going to JH to keep herself safe. She's going to do a safe jump with a low, or she's going to air dash cancel into a fastball low. She's going to air dash cancel into just JK or JH or something like that. And she can also do double air dash into an overhead. And so I forget what this even is. Okay, yeah, that's an advancement, never mind. So yeah, basically what she's doing is either JH empty low, JH air dash JK, JS air dash empty low, or another air dash, which is basically a low, an overhead, a low, or an overhead, but they all hit at different timings. So as long as you fuzzy low, then high, then low, then high again, you can consistently block everything here. So here, for example, I'm going to do IVFD fuzzy jump. Sorry, no, I'm not even going to IVFD because it makes it not work, right? I'm going to basically just do the fuzzy jump, and I go low, and then high again. Also worth noting, you can react to the air dash sigils as well. You don't have to, but you can also react to it if you so choose. Basically, like in this kind of situation here, you see the air dash, and you block high and fuzzy to low to block the JK and also the 2K. And while blocking the 2K, you're looking for the next air dash situation. So, you know, here I'm blocking low, reacting to it, and then if they do another one, I can either react to it or just fuzzy back to high again. So it's high and low, and then high again, press the air dash. So this will be a lot of Millia's more straightforward mix off grab, because these all hit at different timings. Fuzzy blocking is very consistent, and like I showed, IBFD can just destroy it. Also, she does have options to beat everything I'm going to say, but I'm just like clarifying that these are some of the base things. So, like, for example, if you're just doing all these fuzzies, you know, low, high, low, sorry, I keep messing up my own fuzzies, you know, block low, then high, then low, then high, and if you were to block low there after the JK hit, which is what you normally do, this bad moon would hit you, because it's multi-hit, so it will catch the fuzzy. But this bad moon obviously is a metered call out, so, you know, it's pretty reasonable that she is able to do that. Just be aware that she can often beat these fuzzies with hard call outs using bad moon and stuff like that, because it's a multi-hit, so it catches fuzzy timings. Let's go to the next set of recordings wherever I put them. So this is some this is some corner stuff here, where if she jump cancels, because all of what I just said applies if she just does air dash cancel or empty land, which is what she's gonna do most of the time. But she can jump cancel and a JH and then do stuff like this, right? Which is pretty scary, or so it seems. It's not actually very scary, because she actually can't cross you up from this position. It looks like she can, but she can't cross you up at all. The only way she can cross you up is by doing Turbo Fall Capel, which leads to absolutely nothing. Unless she's in the corner, which we'll get to in a sec. So what you want to do here is, if you see her jump cancel, you should basically just fuzzy throw. Because she actually can't catch this by delaying any aerial. I don't have a recording for it, but even if she was to delay JD as much as possible, it wouldn't catch this fuzzy throw. You'd still be in block stun. due to the increased attack level of Disc in the most recent patch. The only way she can catch this, I think this might be the recording for it. Oh, right, no, it's not. Yeah, I don't have a recording. Yeah, she can catch it by doing like a delayed Capel at the last second, but honestly, if she does delayed Capel to catch that, she deserved it. Basically, if you see her jump cancel, you should Fuzzy Throw. Now, what she might do out here is doing this JKJD. As you can see, Fuzzy Throw still deals with fine. Yeah, my brain has turned off, sorry. Fuzzy Throw, makes you block this, and her other option is to, just land from the JK and do a low, right? So from JK, JD, or any situation where she can Gatling into JD, that's also a consistent Fuzzy. JD is 9 frames, so it's very fast, and it's going to be way faster than her taking the time to land and press 2K. So in this situation, again, you can very consistently Fuzzy block this by blocking high and then low. So you saw there, I blocked low after the JK, and I still didn't get hit for the JD. Like that. This is also an opportunity to bring up that if you FD any situation out where she Capels or JDs, she has to Capel to keep herself safe there, because JD has so much riff recovery, and she has no air dash left, so she has to Capel there, and if you FD her out, you can consistently air throw as a punish. She can do Turbo Fall to hard bait that, which is the RPS you typically see Serrani and people like that go for, but if she Turbo Falls, then she's in the corner, you can just / punish. So, yeah, also one thing that can be handy is if you're like, oh well, I don't want to FD and press grab to get burst, right? If you're pressing the FD macro, that won't happen even if you mash throw. Throw actually won't come out as well, obviously, but it makes it so, because you won't obviously let go of the FD before the throw comes out, right? But like it makes it so you won't accidentally mess up and get burst. So if you're trying to Fuzzy throw like that, you won't get grab, you won't get burst, and that's fine. Now, all this to say, there's another really important thing to learn about this in the corner specifically that makes this setup not just fake, is that if she does this, then that hits you cross up. And because of the timing the Capel hits that, if I were to do my Fuzzy Throw, it hits counter hit. So what you want to do is react to the fact she's jumped, get ready to Fuzzy Throw, and then if you see Turbo Fall, that's your time to not press Fuzzy Throw and instead block it. Like that. I will clarify, I think reacting to this is extremely difficult, but if you do, the situation is really good for you, because when Millia does, let me just set it to stand real quick. If Millia does this setup, that JS will whiff, right? Which means you can just hit her on the way down. She can do JH here, but if she does JH, then she gets no combo off the Capel hitting. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, to hit confirm, because, like, which aerial you should do. So, yeah, if you block the, like, cross-up corner Capel thing, it's, like, pretty good for you, because she's going to land directly in your face, and you can mash, throw Punisher, or whatever. So, yeah, that's that setup. Let's go to this situation. Yeah, so this is her 2D situation. And I'm not going to downplay this thing, because, so if I started to have all 4 possible recordings and just set myself to try and react to the cross-up, it's not going to happen. Because she's just done the same side 3 times in a row. Okay. 4 times in a row, interesting. Yeah, like that. Like, I can't react to that, basically. If the Millia does it properly, it's not reactable. If the Millia does something like this, whoops, let me set it to block again. Sorry, this is quite scuffed, but if Millia does the air dash early like that, that's reactable, and you can react to the cross-up. But if Millia knows what she's doing and does the air dash as close to your head as possible, like that, versus this, is not reactable. At least I don't think so. But what is reactable is afterwards, she will either do a low, or, sorry, I forgot she's recording, or she will do an overhead. And the situation there is reactable. So similar, if she crosses up, she'll do empty low, or she'll do air dash back overhead. So here, basically, you have to guess on the initial left-right, and after that, you can drill reacting to air dash stuff. Because if you look for the air dash sigil between these, so again, if I go back to this, also you can just fuzzy block this. I should say, like, you can just fuzzy block between these two. But if you like react to whether the second air dash sigil happens, it's like very consistent to block this on reaction. I say as I drop one, but you see, like, you know, it's consistent. And this goes for any time Millia does this kind of thing. So, you know, if she does this, you can also react. So yeah, like, it's not to say that all Millia, you know, low to the ground air dash stuff is fake, because it's, you know, it is like a lot of stuff to consider. People get hit by it, even at top level all the time. Even people who are very good at the Millia matchup get hit by it. But just be aware that if she's in these situations, try to look for the air dash sigil to react, and you can train yourself to react. I've reacted to this on PS4 very consistently, so it is definitely doable. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is some of the layers Millia can do to beat these options. These are pretty advanced and very rarely come up in anything except the Millia mirror. So the big first one is super jump install disc, which if she does that, it makes it so she is higher, so she can delay the JH more, so she can catch fuzzy jump consistently. Normally to catch fuzzy jump, she has to do something like this with like a delay JD, which is first of all awkward, second of all reversal unsafe, and third of all leads to lower rewards if it's blocked. So, having the super jump install disc is really powerful for her because she can catch your fuzzy jumps, and she can also still do like Gatling into strong pressure like this. Now, the reason that I don't do this all the time is because if she's doing this, then she has to delay JH a lot to the point where you can mash if you're feeling really crazy, but more to the point, if you're a reversal character, you can do a reversal there. So I personally never do super jump install against reversal characters because it's just not worth the risk to lose the game on my own offense. But it does give her good options, like I said, because now she can Gatling JH JD, when normally off disc she can't do that because she's too low to the ground. But again, this is a consistent fuzzy, you go low. We talked before about JD. If you see JD, if you know JD is an option, you want to just hold high for a bit longer and then fuzzy to low. So the mix up between the overhead there and the low is just the same as before. You want to, you know, just like, oh, this is a different thing I'll talk about in a sec. Yeah, basically in a situation where you can Gatling JD, again as before, just hold back for a bit longer, then hold down back, and you should consistently fuzzy it. Now, one thing Millia can do to beat the timing of some fuzzies is if she does a regular disc, air dash cancels, and then just delay JD. This one might not be delayed enough, actually. Basically, she could do air dash, non-FD cancel, delay JD, and if you're doing autopilot fuzzy timings, then this will sometimes catch them. This one I think might be a bit too early to catch, actually. But yeah, okay, that kind of thing. Like that was, I did the generic fuzzy time that I've taught you already at the start of this video, and that beat that there. This JD though is pretty unsafe and is also very hard because Millia has to be able to hit crouchers with a JD, which it isn't a great hitbox for, and she has to manually time it after the air dash starts falling. So this is something that you very rarely see. It can hit everyone, including Faust, but like I said, it's very difficult. Just be aware that this is a thing that can catch your autopilot fuzzy timings if you're, you know, if she's able to present it. Oh yeah, so if you're consistently reacting to all of Millia's stuff off Estes PRC, then she might start doing things like this to catch you reacting to the air dash, right? Same as before, you can fuzzy high and low. And also, in addition of this, any situation where she fast falls after an S disc, you can always throw punish. And you can fuzzy throw to still block the JK and then throw afterwards. So yeah, don't let her get away with this or doing fast fall into grab or that kind of thing. You can always consistently throw punish this and she has no way to beat it unless she like does something crazy with like turbo fall or propel or something. And oh yeah, so this is the last little thing I'll say. This isn't related to any of the fuzzy stuff, from like in terms of fuzzy blocking, but fuzzy mash is extremely good against Millia's offense. So if I set them to faultless defense, you can see that if Millia, if you FD her out, then 5H will be at max range, and in the corner will outright whiff if you FD, even with run momentum. F5H will whiff. Which means after 2S, you can basically just like, you know, you can press to try and, you can like wait for the 5H and whiff punish it consistently, because 5H is pretty high recovery. You can essentially like do things to consider taking your turn back. So because of that, if you're consistently FDing this, then Millia might not want to go into 2S because that can end her turn, right? So she might start doing, you know, this kind of stuff, which is in this recording here, you know? But because her close slash is 2 hits, she has to run quite some distance to actually get back in range to close slash, right? So because of that, if you're representing Fuzzy Mash, then that can be really good, because for her to delay 2S enough to beat the Fuzzy Mash, we're talking like 8 or 9 frames manually delayed to beat it. Maybe like a bit, like basically she's having to delay the 2S quite a lot to beat it. And if she does that, she gets pushed out even further, right? Because if I delay the 2S all the way to beat that, a Fuzzy Mash specifically, even a mid-screen I'm pushed out so far that 5H can't hit anymore. Or, you know, obviously she can beat it when she's doing a massive delay 6H, but then 6H isn't actually that good on block for a variety of reasons. So yeah, basically if you FD her and then represent Fuzzy Mash, I say messing up my Fuzzy Mash, I'm not a solo player first. Like, this is very difficult for her to deal with. She has to, like, do, like I said, massive delays, or specifically, like, wait and call out the Fuzzy Mash by doing nothing. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, it's definitely awkward for her to deal with, especially if you're using low recovery, quick Fuzzy Mash buttons. And so this is the main thing you should be representing on her defense whenever she doesn't have a disc, doesn't have meter, that kind of thing. In general, like, FD against this is so good. I cannot understate how important it is to FD this button. It's why a lot of Millias will just do, like, you know, like, instead of doing, like, extended offense, they'll just do this kind of thing, or Gatling early, or just do 2P offense in general, because close slash, FD and close slash is so powerful. Yeah, I think that's it for all the basic fuzzy timings. Off the top of my head, anything I haven't mentioned here is just a real 50-50. So, for example, like this versus this is just a real 50-50. Though it's worth mentioning again that FD is really good here because, like, if you FD this out, then the low won't actually hit. So she has to do this instead. And if she does Miraz into it, then it creates a massive gap. So you can just mash on it, or jump out, or do whatever you want. And the only way to catch that gap is for her to do something like this. Then, as mentioned before, Estus PRC isn't actually very powerful if you're aware of what's happening and you can react to the air dashes. So yeah, just FD on, close slash, all time, every time. You possibly can. It's really important. But yeah, oh actually, last thing I'll say while I remember is if she's in any situation where she does like this kind of thing. Oops, it's set to do something and wake up, I guess. No, I don't know why I can't hit. Whatever. Basically, any situation where she does 2D knockdown into that. If you FD well, first of all, the 2K there in general leaves her like +3 and at a range where she can't really do anything. So don't be afraid to just mash on her. You know, or like enforce, like she can't enforce plus frames. So like, don't be afraid to like RPS with her. But if you FD this especially, oh, I see why it happened. Okay, yeah. If you FD this kind of stuff, she is roughly 900 miles away. So yeah, FDing the initial high-low there is also like pretty good. Because like obviously like after 2D stuff, Millia can't just do like, you know, empty low versus empty high, but and S versus air dash JK, and that's also pretty good to a situation where you can react to it. But it's like I think she does specifically to beat people who are trying to just react to everything. Yeah, hopefully that should be everything now. I think that's actually everything that I can think of anyway. So yeah, I know this was really rambly. I'm not going to bother doing another recording of this because it took me 20 fucking minutes. Hopefully that helps. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.